Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to a live coverage of the 2018 U.S. Go Congress from the College of William and Mary in Virginia. We're back with more tournaments. Of course, it's been a very exciting day. We just witnessed that amazing match in the morning. So lots of good commentary. You can check out our VOD on our official YouTube channel, or you can just follow the live streams here at twitch.tv/USGoWeb. Now, the next event we have will be the 2018 Redmond Cup Finals. We've already finished covering the senior division. That resulted in a 2-0 win by Ary Cheng, so congratulations to him. However, we thought it would just be nice to have an extra session to cover the junior division, which has gone to a 1-1 result, so we're going to have a decider. Now, the time settings are 60 minutes per player, followed by 5 30-second BMA periods. And it'll be a best-of-3 final, so whoever wins this game will win the championship. Now, for the prizes, there are $300 for the winner, $200 of prize for the runner-up, and applies to both divisions, of course, but it really is about the glory. As you can see, we have put together a bit of a Hall of Fame, just in this card here. So Ary has successfully defended his senior division trophy. He is now the all-time greatest on the list with 6 tournament wins. Curtis Tang and Eric Lee both have 5 in the past. And of course, we've seen multiple, 3-time winners such as Calvin Sun, who later became an AJ1 unprofessional. And of course, Ary Cheng is cementing his place in that Hall of Fame as he has won the 2015 to 2017 junior divisions 3 in a row. How about that? So whether he will complete his 4th consecutive victory is still a question. As you can see here today, we have himself and his challenger Frederick Bao, who's an AGA4 dan, so on the books a little bit weaker, but of course he's fought extremely well to take it to the decider. Now, Frederick has never been in the final before. This is his first time as the challenger to the throne. Ary, of course, having won 3 on the trot, will be looking to defend. Now, this is a very exciting match. We've got 2 former Redmond champions, Albert Yan, 7 dan, the 2015 champion, and Michael Chen, the 2005 winner. But of course, we'll just leave you with a live action from the Strong Players Room in William and Mary, and when we come back, we'll feature you their commentary.
Welcome back, everybody. We're live from the U.S. Go Congress in Williamsburg, Virginia, covering the 2018 Redmond Cup Finals, Game 3, decider match in the juniors division. And we have
Ary Cheng playing as white versus Frederick Bao, 4 dan, as black.
And Ary Cheng is, what rank is Ary?
Ary, it's 6 dan right now.
Oh.
AGA 6 dan.
Wow, a 6 dan versus a 4 dan?
4 dan.
Does that seem kind of unfair to you, Albert?
It did, honestly. But he pulled a big upset, I would say, in Game 2.
Oh.
I think he came back from an almost impossible position.
Oh, so he has a lot of fight in him, Frederick Bao.
Yeah, so it's really not over until the very end. That's what I learned from Game 2.
I have some inside scoop on these 2 players. Ary, let's first mention, Ary is already a 3-time defending champion.
Yeah, this is 4th consecutive final.
Wow, so he's a clear favorite.
Yes.
However, my money is on Frederick Bao, because Frederick is a little bit more popular with the girls. You know why?
Oh, he is.
He's like, he has
he has a pair goal partner.
Yeah, he also has a very pretty boy kind of a demeanor, you know. He's like very cute. He talks. Girls like him so much for some reason.
But he's only 11.
Yeah. It's really weird. I'm jealous. I know.
You're jealous. Okay.
Anyway, more serious topic on this Go game. These 2 players are both 11 years old, right?
Ary is 12, actually, so this is last year in junior division.
This is his last chance. Oh, okay.
So Frederick probably a big favorite for next year.
Frederick is
11.
Yeah,
he still has another year.
Anyway, so I don't know what you guys think or how you guys are, the Twitch audience, when you guys are 11 and 12. But I know when I was 11 or 12, I literally couldn't really sit in front of a board for over 2 hours. So they're really special
Yeah,
players.
it's really something.
Anyway, a fact about young players. What are they like? Are they very? Do they know the Josekis very well? Do they know the openings?
I think
better?
since they both learn from a traditional setting, like with the teacher, I think their life and death reading is probably up there. But since they're little kids, they play really fast. Like I think in game 2, Ary play a little too impulsively. They're a little impatient.
Oh, that's how Frederick came back.
I think so.
One of the key features of these young players that I've seen is that they memorize Josekis, extremely complicated Josekis, extremely well.
I would say so.
You know, as an adult, anyway, I should also mention we are both pretty good players ourselves. I won this tournament in 2005.
And I won in a decade after Michael.
In 2015.
2015.
So this Redmond Cup was my first big tournament win.
How old were you?
I was 17.
won.
Okay,
so literally your last year.
It was literally my last year. Since then, I have grown more than a few patches of white hair on my head. So I do reminisce about the good old days. We were talking about Josekis. So what would we expect from this game? Some calm, nuanced play, or like big, complicated Josekis with big fighting right off the bat?
Well, they already played a pretty big Joseki, I would say.
Oh, they've already started. Nice. Okay, let's get into it then, guys. Okay. Oh, it looks like they played so many moves already.
Well,
okay.
Played a pretty big Joseki, so I guess that moved the game along pretty quickly.
Okay. Yeah, as you guys may or may not know, in Go we tend to start at the corners, and then we work our way to the whole board. Anyway, so this looks like the beginning of a complicated Joseki.
Still a standard one, not too many variations. Does it matter if black plays here first, or does it matter where black plays here first or here?
As a non-Joseki specialist, I would say they're both fine. They're both okay. So in the game, he peeped here first. And then he
played this exchange and then cut here.
Okay. As you guys can see, when the game produces a lot of disparate groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it gets complicated real quick. However,
some people might be tempted to take this stone, but actually it's not really better for white because black still get the squeeze. And white's Gote has to connect, and black can come back to the cut. Especially since there's still Sente in the corner, this Hane is Sente. So white didn't actually gain any points. And black is a lot stronger. So you can, sometimes taking less is more. A lot of times, actually. I think.
This is one of the most fascinating aspects of Go that I found.
Less is more. Less
is more, and sometimes when you get more of your stones captured, it's actually good for you.
So the idea of this Joseki, just one big sacrifice for black. White play here.
Yes. Now, what's going on through these little kids' brains is, I memorized this, I know this, and maybe you don't. Therefore, they probably played this very, very quickly.
They did, I think.
In fact,
they played so quickly that Frederick, disconnected.
This is very interesting because you guys may or may not have caught this. Frederick literally jumped out of his chair right
Yes.
after he played this move. And the reason is he mismemorized the Joseki that he memorized for so long. I remember because I was going after exactly the same Joseki yesterday with him, and I emphasized that black should play here and not here.
Fortunately, it's really just a small difference. It's not a big deal.
The big
Oh.
deal, yeah,
Come later.
it's more of a psychological thing than anything
So
else.
we'll talk
So-
about it for a little bit.
No problem.
So the Joseki was almost complete. And now generally black plays here. So the difference is that instead of being here, the two stones could have been here, which will make a stronger wall on the outside.
It doesn't look like a big difference to you guys, does it? It doesn't look like a big difference to me either.
Yeah, it's really a small difference, but it's probably a little bit better, just a little bit. And
White played here?
Yeah, since
Okay.
black reinforced.
Now here might be a little bit of a difference. Now, if black had played this move,
Could Tanuki, right?
yeah, I would probably Tanuki and grab move
Yeah,
grab
there's
to the left
and
side.
there's a complicated fight.
Somewhere
around
here.
And the P could be severe.
Yeah. Yep. However, this is another game.
But now since black connected, black's only option is to capture these two stones.
Yeah. The difference is a stone here versus a stone here. A stone here leads to a much more severe white attack. Okay. White has taken this corner. I would say, okay, so as a large complicated Joseki on this corner, it's probably about even for both sides.
Yes, I'll say so.
It's especially interesting because remember black lost 2 stones here and 4 more stones, and he only captured 1, 2, 3 stones.
In the correct Joseki, he only captures 1.
Yeah. Interesting. That's one of the more fascinating aspects of Go that I enjoy so much. You can capture stones, but it's almost capturing the number of stones you capture has almost no bearing on the game.
Yes.
Very interesting. The game is decided by how much territory you end up collecting.
And then after white and close the corner, black played on this side. Personally, I'll prefer to play on the 4th line because this part is so thick. I want to emphasize the center.
I agree. It seems like the center might be...
There's always a
One
shoulder
more.
hit, or maybe even here to reduce black's moyo.
Yeah. In any case, in this game, we have a territory versus potential territory. Potential. Territory versus potential, sort of a classic dynamic going on here. So some strategies of Go. In Go, you win by surrounding more territory than your opponents at the end, right?
Yes, so what happens in between doesn't really matter, as long as you have more at the end.
Exactly. So that is how we have different styles of play. Albert, would you like to talk about your personal style? What's your favorite kind of a game? What's your perfect win kind of a game?
I think I lean towards taking more territory at the end, but I'm not like too extreme. I think I try to play the kind of more standard moves, and I try to avoid complicated fighting.
Okay. Yeah, personally, I am sort of the opposite.
Yes, I'll agree.
I try to make the game as complicated as possible, and then therefore, I really enjoy finding the most important part of a very complicated situation. Now, so 2 ways to approach this game. 1, you can take as much territory as you can right off the bat and reduce your opponent's potential. Or 2, you can develop your potential first and then develop that potential into territory as the game goes on. Both are very, very valid approaches. In this case, it looks like Frederick is taking the potential approach. First, I will grab a lot of potential. As you can see, Black has more influence over more of the board, but his influence is relatively weak. White has influence over small parts of the board, but his influence is extremely strong because, as you see, the corner is completely white, and this corner is also white, but he doesn't really
Has as much potential to increase the territory.
elsewhere. So this is interesting. Now, do you think that they did this on purpose from the beginning, or do you think it's a result of them memorizing this Joseki and then finding himself in this situation?
Well, from my experience, it's definitely not on purpose.
The little kids do not get
Yeah.
enough respect from us.
Just from me playing a few years ago, and even now, I definitely would not expect to play this beforehand. But to play as I go, I approach, maybe make a little pincer, and then just play some Joseki.
Yeah. You know, when you're 11 years old, it's already a very tough assignment for you to memorize this whole Joseki and then memorize the variations that come out of it. So that seems reasonable. So who do you like in this situation, Albert?
I think it's about even, but I think if Black played here, I think it's about even. But now I think I'll prefer White because I don't see a big framework of territory for Black, so I think White is a little better.
Cool. I basically agree. Also, it's White's move.
Yeah, White
let's
played
see where
here.
White played. Now another high approach on the 3-4. Do you think this will lead to another one of those?
Probably not, since there's already a stone on the side. I think it'll be a little different. I think White could consider
Playing a
a
little
different
bit
approach.
loose.
Yeah, a little looser. Just because this is strong and this is stone here.
I see it. Since Black has a lot of influence over this greater expanse of area,
White has to be careful.
White has to be a little bit careful. And careful not as in I want to be careful that my stones, like for example, this stone will not be captured or something like that. It's more like if White ends up taking territory again and then gets boxed in this corner somehow, then Black might have, his weak influence becomes medium influence, and then once the influence becomes strong,
It's
it
basically
becomes territory. And then because he has influence over this whole large area of the board, he has a lot of territory. Anyway, let's see.
Black chose another pincer. Or actually,
Exactly the same.
exactly the same
Pincer.
except it was from Black instead of White. He hunted from this side. I'm a little surprised, actually.
Yeah, we're surprised that he didn't replay his big old variation.
But I think if Black plays here right now, he would get a better response. Yeah,
Better results than
better
the top.
result. And this stone comes in handy
This stone does help.
because Black is not afraid of this fight. Having a stone there matters a lot. It's kind of hard for White to escape, but without this stone, White can easily escape, and Black is separated.
Yes. So if he did the same thing, he would get a better result than that corner. But the other thing is he did spend another move here to get his advantage. So, he requires a little bit of an extra return. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why, if he plays a very, very regular Joseki here, he will tend to lose a little bit.
Yeah,
overall.
he already kind of almost wasted a move
Because
if
of
he
that
didn't
initial-
utilize it well.
That initial investment. This is also another part of Go. It's a lot like making investments.
Yeah, I agree. You gotta make your moves come useful.
Yeah, in the future. Very interesting. Now, who did we have commentate on the previous games?
Ryan,
We had Ryan, and then we had
Eric. Eric commented the first game, and Ryan did the second.
Oh, Ryan commentated with
his little
Samantha,
student.
his student. She is only 8 years old.
Yes, I remember that.
Wow.
Pretty
so that was
incredible.
game 2, right? And she did a fantastic
Yes.
job. I highly, highly recommend you guys check that video out on game 2.
I personally would freak out to be in front of a camera at 8 years old.
If I was 8 and I had to look at all of this, all of these screens, I don't know. I would not be able to speak a word. Yeah. Wow. Very well done, I would say. I highly recommend you guys check that out. Anyway.
This is normal Joseki, I'll say.
Yep.
But the surrounding is probably not very good for black.
I see. This Joseki, black gets this this right side, and white gets the bottom. And another thing is black ends up stronger than white. Black's shape was stronger than white's shape.
Locally.
Now at first you might think, well, that if black's shape is stronger than white's shape, that's good for black, right? That is right, except black spent 1 extra move in the corner. If you count,
black has gote here.
How many did black spend? 9 moves, right?
Yep,
And
white
white
only has
spent
8.
8. So black has made an investment of 1 move in this corner. So he got a slightly stronger shape. So locally, this is acceptable for both sides. However, in this case, black has already made another investment in the side here. So I would say this is not very...
Yeah, it's not efficient for black to do this. This move feels wasted. It'd be better off somewhere over here.
To develop
the right side. There's nothing... Black definitely can't develop the bottom.
Anymore.
Yeah.
True.
So the only way to use this thickness is on the right, top right side.
It feels like to us that his initial investments have not gotten him enough of a return here.
Yes. White play here. But maybe this is enough.
Yeah,
I might
this
just
would
play
be
there.
fine. Yeah, this move is a self-protecting kind of a move.
Pretty thick.
It's very thick now, and it really accentuates the fact that black spent extra resources in the beginning. This move itself is rather slow at first, but because black spent this extra move here, it's worth it. Now, speaking of how to win games, my favorite way of winning the game. Now, I should say, when I was their age, my favorite way of winning the game was to try to kill all stones of my opponents. However, as I grew older, it became harder and harder to kill groups of stronger players. So then I developed this other hobby. My hobby was to win the game by letting my opponent kill as many groups of mine as possible. However, basically the key thing is when your opponent makes investments, make sure his investments return less than your investments. And once you can do that, you start
definitely
paying
in the lead.
Yeah, you start paying attention to the efficiency of your stones, things like that. Unfortunately, the side effect is I paid so much attention to the efficiency of my stones. They are naturally weaker, so now I lose so many groups and I lose so many stones. Naturally as you grow older. Albert, do you capture more of your opponent's pieces than the other way around generally?
It depends. I only try to capture a group when I'm desperate. So I think usually it's I'm probably the one trying to escape.
Me too. As we grew older, we both sort of gravitated towards the defending side. I'm
definitely not confident about my reading skill to actively pursue after a group.
Yeah, but we did get better at identifying the value,
weak groups and strong
investments,
groups. Yes.
and just racking up the points. There's
honing in the
nothing,
basics, I think.
yeah, nothing feels better than having your opponent try extremely hard and kill one of your groups and succeed at it, and then
still
realize
lose.
that he
Yeah, still
lost.
not enough. I agree.
I have become more evil as a player, evil villain type. So, white has attacked
Try to
black.
attack the stone. That's also a pretty active approach. It's possible.
Very true. Now
Black
black
just-
jumped.
I wonder if black could somehow seal the whole side, maybe with this
That looks good.
play here.
There's also Sentes with these moves. Yeah, that would seem like a more efficient way of, gaining more influence here, and then,
They'll up the right side. And later, if white wants to kill, maybe white can just give up. It wouldn't be very big later. But right now, that leaves an obvious weakness for white to exploit.
Now, do you think he left this weakness here on purpose, or do you think he simply, this is as much as he thought was possible? Another thought is, what if he just lets white capture this? If white spends too many moves capturing this one stone, he might get
That's
the
possible.
rest of the board.
This is
Do you think he was trying to trick his opponent into perhaps capturing a stone that was not as big as, that was not so big as he thought, or do you think he? I personally, I don't think he did this on purpose. When you're 11 years old, you don't want any of your stones to be.
Yeah, I think he was thinking of two options. One, he was thinking of giving up and encourages pursue this side, but maybe he thought he wanted to come out and fight, like maybe something over here. I think that definitely went through his mind.
Yeah.
So just to save everything.
Yeah. When you're 12, there's no way he's.
I think you think a
trying
little
to
more
give up
linearly.
this. Probably.
Either want to save everything or just give up and do something else.
Yeah.
But you never think, oh, maybe I'll just give up on a smaller scale and do something else.
And therefore, suppose that he does end up losing this stone. Frederick, the black player, he will definitely think he is way behind then, right? Because
You kind of feel bad about it.
he feels really bad about this.
But actually, I think black gained over here. I think the sacrifice is worthwhile.
Yeah, especially since this
shape is really good.
And that Sikh group, it really kind of works together.
So yeah, there's
really
synergy
well.
between these two.
So he may have stumbled upon a sort of a lead, even though he thought that he was
might
doing
not
really
realize
badly.
it.
And this happens a lot. I know, especially when we were younger, we very often, dive head in, get into a big brawl, and then, we
You
feel
kinda
like
get
we
lost in the fight.
Yeah, we get lost in the fighting, and then
And don't know the board position very well.
we feel like we lost the brawl somehow because we got an extra red eye or something. But then afterwards, we find that we actually did well.
Yeah.
Now, if you were not aware of this, when we were younger, we often tended to end up the other way. We thought we were winning the close range brawls, but actually was losing the whole game.
I think black is okay just to give up.
Yeah.
You play something a little different.
Okay. Again, there's nothing more fun or enjoyable than losing the brawls and having your opponent think he's doing so well, only to realize that he has
He's
lost
still
the
behind,
game
yeah.
at the end. Okay, so he has, trying to get a little bit of an extra cente here.
I would think white should still connect and save this stone rather than attacking this.
In hindsight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in hindsight,
Black had a pretty simple strategy of just sacrificing this stone.
yeah, if white, so white probably wanted to limit black's potential on the side first.
Since white already has so much here, I think there's no way for black to have enough territory without building a big framework.
True.
So taking territory here would definitely not win the game for black.
Yeah.
So if white made this exchange and come here, if you just play a normal like territory-oriented game, then black's definitely behind.
Yeah.
So if white can just secure this kind of pivot point, I think white is doing pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, another fact about younger players. I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I almost always found the weakness in my opponent's groups.
Oh, okay.
But I almost never
seen-
look for weaknesses on my own groups. Is that about the same when we were younger?
I feel like I'm different. Throughout my entire Go career, my moves always criticized as too slow. So I guess I'm never too aggressive.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Usually the younger kids tend to be more aggressive and then as we grow older,
they see a
we're
cutting
like,
point, they want to cut.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting. So you were always strong at the beginning. Okay. Now I played here, and then this extension. Here. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty here. Let's just see where he played. I don't really see black's plan. Suppose if he harnesses down and white cuts him.
That might be his plan.
This would be good for black. White has to connect on the outside.
And then Atari.
And then another.
And then the block is Sente.
This block feels really nice. It might not be so nice, but squeeze white into a little ball.
White had other options.
Yeah, white can Atari on the top.
And then connect here.
Yeah.
Which black doesn't have a response to this move.
Doesn't seem like he can do anything.
Went back.
He just went back. Okay.
And this is definitely a strategy. I can see.
No problem.
If white plays there, black can jump here now. A few more Sente moves.
And black's position is sicker than before. Before, remember, white had a
the extension
here.
there. Now white might just
attack. It's as if white played
this move
less, and then black gained another outside versus inside exchange. Usually, in Go, there's a lot of proverbs. The most important ones vary as we progress. In the beginning, the most important thing is, when you're getting Atari'd, you save those stones, or you run out or connect. Later, it becomes, when your group is about to be captured, make 2 eyes. And then later, it becomes, don't make outside versus, be careful about making outside and inside exchanges. Now, the reason is, if you play on the inside, you're usually not making any extra points. Whereas if your opponent plays on the outside, there's some value to it. That's a concept we'll come back to time and time again. It's a concept of value. Anyway, so let's see how they did in the game.
I think most likely why would I connect here?
In this case, black has accomplished his goal of the squeeze, right?
Right, but white can play here.
Okay. So this way, there's no squeeze.
Yeah, I don't think black didn't really gain anything, because if you exchange that, then this is no longer Sente.
Right.
Without this exchange, this move
It's still
would be
Sente. We do have to point out, though, that black didn't lose much by exchanging these 2 stones. So it'll be good for him to play somewhere else now.
But I'm afraid maybe black went out with Gote. Still play here. Like, white can ignore now. Since black made these 2 exchanges,
white has lived.
the group, it's a little stronger now. Maybe even white can Hane now. Maybe it seems something like that. So white will get a little more over here. For sure.
True. It's however, the last 10 moves or so, so black has made these moves, white has made these moves. Now it's a very clear demarcation. White has gotten some territory, while black has gotten some influence. Now, Albert, when did you start playing Go?
When did I start? Like first started learning?
Yeah.
I started when I was 5. It's a classic story of watching Hikaru go.
Hikaru no Go?
Yes.
Is that a anime series?
Yeah. I saw it on TV.
You saw it on TV?
Yeah. I live in Taiwan back then. So I saw it on TV. I was just really fascinated about the game.
Oh, so you're kind of like the characters in the anime. You felt almost the same way as the characters in the anime. You're like, I want to do this too.
Yeah, exactly. And in the anime, they always make it really dramatic when they play the move and the opponent is kind of astonished. And that's really what I've always been going for.
You also want to do that.
Play a move that my opponent never thought about, but it's actually the deciding move.
Interesting. Now, when you were 5, that was how many years ago?
That was almost 13.
Wow.
About 13 years ago.
Wow. And I'm guessing that's about the same age as these two players, right?
I think they probably started a couple years later, maybe 6, I would say.
Okay. Do you think that the 11 years old you versus one of these guys, who do you think is stronger?
I think it'll be a game between me and Ary when I was 11, because I built up my string pretty early on, and I had a plateau in the middle.
Oh, so you kept winning as soon as you started playing?
Yeah, I actually held the record of being the youngest 6-dan player in Taiwan for a couple months. I was 7.
You were 6-dan?
Yes.
When you were 7 years old? Wow. Young Albert. Wow. No.
Yeah, so something like that.
Wow. Something from Twitch chat.
Yeah.
We can't repeat that on air. It's too graphic. Anyway, it's yeah.
Oh, they play something.
Young Albert. Wow. So Albert was 6-dan when he was 7 years old. I have never met someone who had a faster progress. Cool.
Taiwanese 6-dan is about the same as AGA 6-dan, maybe like a weaker one at first.
Oh wow. 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 See,
How old were you when you started?
I started when I was about 7. I made it to 2-dan when I was 10. And then I made it to about 5, 6-dan when I was 13 or 14.
Wow, so you're kind of really evenly spread out. Your progression is pretty linear.
Now I may have done better as Albert had I been a little bit more mature as a young kid. Now, one of the stories I remember was I was 9 years old. I was 2-dan, trying to become 3-dan, playing in this tournament. And then this awesomely pretty girl who was 13. I was 9. So I was really beating her really bad. And so I was really, really happy. I strode to the bathroom, strode back. I was like, I asked her whose turn it was. She said it was my turn, and then so I played, and then she immediately jumped up because she has just tricked me into playing twice in a row.
Oh, you didn't check where she played.
That scarred me for life. And so afterwards...
So you decided that you want to be the one tricking your opponent.
Later on. Not like that, but...
not in that way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
In a good way. Anyway, that's my excuse for not making it to the top faster. What was your before you were 10 years old, what was your best and worst experience at Go?
Maybe start with my worst. My worst is when I was trying to make 1-dan.
Ah, yes.
It took me several tries. And one time I was doing pretty well. I was 3-0. I remember this really clearly. And I was on my 4th game. And my opponent was somebody who I've never beaten in class before.
You have never beaten in class?
Yeah, it's like a kid a little older than me, maybe 10 years old. And I was doing really well at the beginning. I even remember like telling my grandmother who was with me, I tell her, oh, I've never been doing so well in
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then went back. I don't even remember what happened, but I just lost pretty quickly.
Oh, it's pretty similar, huh? Not as fast as how fast I lost.
That was like probably like we're not even 6 months after I started playing the game. We realized like maybe humility is really important. That that I had to really be careful and not to get ahead of myself in the game.
True. This game really punishes those who think too much of themselves at first.
Yeah, and then the reverse happened a couple years later. I was just in a random tournament. I don't remember what. I was playing an Insei, a Taiwanese Insei, and he was really strong and maybe in high school, and he definitely underestimated. Like I think I was 8, an 8-year-old who can barely see the board sitting down. I was standing up most of the game, and he played to the end. I was black. I won by half a point. And he didn't believe it. He thought we definitely made a mistake. So he wiped out the whole board, and we replayed from move 1 to maybe move like 250. This is the last dame, and we counted. And the same result. Yeah.
That sounds like a really
that's
fun
when it came full circle. Being an Insei. Who was much older than me.
Interesting. Now, back in this game.
Back in the game. Black decided to defend the corner and develop this side.
Now, from how this game has went, I would guess White will still just get as much territory as possible.
I would say Black is always play move like too close to the third line. He play another third line here, another third line here. I'll definitely play in the fourth line.
Oh yeah, definitely. Or maybe even
on the other side.
You know, it's a lot of Go is about estimating exactly how strong you are, you know, and then before getting into the big fights. So to us, it seems like Black is extremely, extremely strong.
Yes.
But to Frederick, he probably thought this was just semi-strong.
Semi-strong.
Really strong. So. Yeah, this.
Or maybe he thought that's enough territory.
To the corner. This is enough territory. Do you think it's enough territory?
No, I don't think Black can win with just second line territory.
Some territory, right? Yeah.
So that's why I think you gotta play in the fourth line and above.
In my experience, Go really rewards players who strive for extra stuff.
Yes.
It really punishes the players who, you know, settle for whatever they have.
Yeah.
You know, settling is not good. It's much, much better to be over-aggressive, strive for too much, just to have it, you know, all crash in the end, you know, have this tragedy happen. It's better to have that than to, you know, sit on your laurels and just find out that you lost by 2 points at the end by being overly defensive.
Right. It actually feels really bad about it.
Yeah, it's like,
It's like you have done nothing and just like handed your opponent the win.
Yeah. It really rewards trying. So.
Yeah, I think this move is not trying enough.
Yeah, not ambitious enough.
Gotta go for something bigger.
Yeah.
And still, that leaves a pretty easy invasion for White.
True.
And this was the game.
This was the game. Locally, this is another 3-3 Joseki. Black played here. This is Joseki. I bet he memorized this well. However, Josekis are, you know, common shapes with a common result. So usually Black plays here, but in this case, I mean, come on, you already surrounded almost the entire thing.
3/4 of the board.
You know, you know, surround more, you know.
But maybe he's afraid that White can just escape and then
live inside
territory.
his stomach. It's, you know, I don't know if you guys watched the movie. Is this PG-13? The movie Alien. You know, it's a very it's a monster movie, sci-fi. You know how the alien goes out of someone's stomach. This might be a little too graphic, but anyway, you don't want someone to live inside your stomach. Maybe that was not the best analogy. Anyway, black played it safe. White played somewhere in the middle. Here?
Yeah.
Wow. So right now, let's see who's winning, guys.
It's fairly deep invasion, I'll say.
Yeah. White has, how many points does white have? Let's
capture 2 stone here, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20, 21, 22.
plus
So
maybe
at least
6.
22, 6, that's 28. And then here's 10, maybe.
We'll count this for him too.
10, 20, and then maybe around 8. So this 28, another 28. So at least
50.
55, 56,
Yeah,
not
plus-
including this stone.
Plus maybe another, probably 10. So 60, 65.
65-ish.
Wow. And how many points can you count for black?
Well, there's 8, 6, 7 at least.
Yeah.
And that's 9, 10. And then these two makes it 14, 15. This is Sente. So there's a couple, another 5 points.
It's around 20.
Almost 20.
Only 20?
Yeah. So, which means, including Comey, black needs 50 at least.
In
the center.
the side and the center?
Yes. The thing is kind of difficult.
Yeah.
That's why I think black gave up this corner too easily. Now it's hard to make 50.
Yeah.
Because this is only 5 lines, and 5 lines all the way to Tengen. That's only 50.
Yeah.
And
So-
white already cut it in half.
So black can definitely not win if he tries to surround some more territory here.
Yeah, white actually is ahead by like double Comey at least.
Which is around 15 points. If black chooses this
This
safety.
is basically a suicide
Yeah.
type of plan.
Once again, remember, Go rewards people who try and
Yes.
strive, and it really punishes people who rest on their laurels.
Yeah, even a safe player like myself would not settle for this.
Now, so black's choice is, black basically has only one choice. He has to surround this stone
No,
and
I
capture
think
it.
this is so deep. I think black almost have to kill it.
Yeah, surround and
I
capture
feel
it.
like-
Yeah, definitely. And
Like, even attacking might not be enough.
it feels really, really, too deep, I think.
Back another line would be appropriate.
Yeah. Although you could, maybe to his mind, Black's is so sick here, so strong here, so strong here.
That he-
Maybe he thought anywhere in the middle, as long as his path of retreat can be cut off, it's going to be difficult no matter what. So he might as well, go in as deep as he possibly
When I was
can.
like learning, I think my teacher always said you have to count how much you can allow your opponent to make. So in this case, around 50. And then you try to see like this side is black's territory, and you see there's around 5 lines here. So want to see black probably need territory to about this line at least, maybe this line, and you want to just nudge in one line.
One line extra.
Yeah, just one line will be enough. So I think according to that rule, around like one line back from where white played in the game would be more appropriate. Since black cannot play this, like this is not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're still forcing your opponent to attack you, but you have one more line of I guess.
Yeah, more space to make a living.
Compared to this, like white is definitely more cramped this way,
Yeah.
rather than if you can move it back one line. In the game, black attacked from this side.
In any case, it feels like any sort of invasion near the middle is liable to be is pretty dangerous.
But around here, definitely won't die.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he might play something,
Okay.
slower. Surround a little bit, even more territory.
I'm wondering if
Something really safe.
through these exchange, I'm wondering if this is good enough. I feel like it might just be enough.
That's exactly, yeah, I believe so.
And a simple plan like these exchanges are
Yeah.
pretty easy to think of. And then if we just, for counting purposes, count it as like something like that.
Yeah, this is definitely a win for white. Black has surrounded about 50 maybe 60 points.
Counting these 65.
Remember, he
even.
needed 55.
Except white gained another 20 around here. And maybe 7 points around there.
So he needed 55, he got 65. So he has a cushion of 10, but he has, white has gained.
Like at least 15 here. Oh, including that stone, so it's 20 plus.
Yeah,
20
25.
and then 27 around.
Wow, so he would lose by about 20 points this way.
Yes.
Very, very true.
So actually, white doesn't even need to do anything at all.
That is
I
very
think that
true.
shows Black's plan was a little flawed, or maybe even premature when he tried to just develop this side
Yes.
and give up the corner.
This might be the easiest move to think of. It captures black's stone. It surrounds a few more points and it
reduces Black's moyo.
It's very very easy to think of. However, remember, guys, Go rewards people who are ambitious, and you know.
But in my game, I'll definitely settle for this.
Me too.
Yeah.
Once you become
good
older,
enough.
we're not as ambitious anymore.
But maybe they want a game where their opponent try to kill them and they just live right out the bat in the middle of their moyo and destroy all their territory.
Yeah. So usually, as we grow older, we try to give our opponents a few passable ways of playing, and then make
I
it
like
hard
to
to
make
pick.
reasonable plays.
You know, so
You can't take everything, right?
Yeah, when you're 11 or 12, you usually want to, really just slam down your opponent no matter what happens. And this is exactly what white is trying to do.
That leaves Black with no choice. Black has to kill it, otherwise game over. It's kind of a one-way.
Now let's take. So this is where the game is going to be decided.
Then this invasion, I personally think is too deep. I think it's here. I think it's too deep.
Yeah, it's very deep. It gives black no choice. It gives black a very, very bad choice and a pretty good choice, which is try to surround and capture this. So, so basically it gives black only one choice to capture this.
And since I feel like white was in the lead, it was probably not smart.
Not smart. Like what we do is more smart. Then black would become the desperate one. Anyway, so let's.
Black try to kill with that move.
That seems good. It cuts off the retreat on the top, and the stone is very far away from this, and it's right in the middle of this board. So
middle of nowhere.
Very hard to make the eyes.
But since it's so empty, that's definitely really complicated. And white attach, which is a pretty common strategy when you're trying to make two eyes.
Yeah.
And black usually most of the time what black will play here.
Did he play? Yeah, usually.
Yeah, but since black is so thick, black try to play something more aggressive.
True, I would if I was him as well.
Now, white has definitely one eye shape over there, one space for one eye. So maybe black is not confident about the fight this way.
I don't know. This looks pretty. If this happened, it looks pretty good for the chance of capturing this whole group is.
Yeah, I
pretty
don't really
good.
see a very good way for white to escape. But this is probably a little more aggressive move.
Yeah.
But not necessarily better.
Yeah, if I was white, I would probably take the time. I would be scared. I would take the time and just, run away fast.
Yeah, I would go for a move like over there.
Yeah.
If black attacks and you play around here, then this is definitely alive in the middle. And you still have enough.
Yeah.
And if black try to kill, then you can kind of go back to our other diagram.
Our old strategy.
Yeah.
Just let black have something.
And then do some
but
exchange
not
over here
enough.
and come back, kill this song. And white is easily ahead by 10, 15 points.
Yeah. Now, the flip side of being ambitious, remember we said Go rewards ambitious play. The flip side is it can always backfire on you,
Yes.
and it'll be a big,
I
big
think white
tragedy.
is overly ambitious here.
Now, black peeped here.
Yes.
Now this is another chance to take a
just
step
escape
back.
like any. Something
Run
like that.
away. Run away. No.
Yeah.
White is definitely not doing that. Did he? He did
he
not
did.
do that.
Yeah. Of course he
man.
connects.
Of course.
It's
course.
Not the best move for sure, but I think given what white has played, it's really easy to guess why would
It's
connect.
really easy. White is
Yeah.
definitely not going to allow black
It's
to
like
have
a
any
game
territory.
psychology. When white started playing here, white would definitely try to save everything.
Yeah.
So
Which, I think this could shape up to be a real Shakespearean tragedy.
So I think in a really, really high level game, black may not be able to get this. Black would have to go around on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing their your game psychology, I think this is pretty
Frederick,
smart. I don't know.
do
if he
you
was
think
on
he
purpose.
knows this, or he's just going with the flow and it just works out this way? I think it just worked out
I
this way.
think they're both thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
They saw, oh, I play here, you have to connect.
Yep.
But maybe if they were a little playing a little slower, they was there's definitely a third way, or second way to escape. This is not Sente.
True. Anyway, so white really has to make this live now, and black, you can be sure, is gonna cut off white's retreat. We have an update on the time each player has.
Black has used 30 minutes and has 30 minutes left. White has 23 minutes left, and so
Pretty even on the
pretty even.
time
But
usage
black has been
situation.
playing a little faster. I'm
which
almost
is
a little
surprising.
surprised because it's a little easier for white to play in this game.
Yeah, white has more
just
territory.
as Joseki. I guess this might be a deciding move, and the move this might be deciding move. I almost think it's harder for black to make the choice.
Yeah, I would guess it's harder for black to make the
But
choice.
black's been playing faster.
Go. There's another feature of Go that I like very much. You can think about your choices for a very, very long time, and it's complex enough that you almost never really know the answer to it, and it really holds up upon study. On the other hand, you can also make very impulsive decisions really fast, and good players tend to have very good snap judgment, very quick decision making, which is why a strong player can play as fast as he wants and he will still be very strong. Kids usually play pretty fast, right?
Yeah, but that's because they're only thinking of direct attack with direct escape, I feel like.
They're not thinking as much of how
The nuanced option.
trick the opponent, get slightly more value this way.
Yeah.
It comes, age brings this, bad sort of, it's good.
You gain a little more patience, so you start to see different things.
My theory of why Frederick is more popular with the girls might be because he's very honest. He's gonna tell you what he thinks. He's gonna laugh when he's happy, cry when he's sad. And when he plays Go, he will be very direct. He will.
Yeah, I think this move is really direct. He just made the exchange right away. I think most people we will probably definitely save this.
Definitely, yeah. So you know what he wants very, very easily.
Yes.
So people like to be around people like that. I bet he has a lot of friends. I bet.
It is kind of dangerous for white. I think white's overachieving strategy is starting to backfire a little bit.
Shakespearean tragedy coming up. If you guys haven't heard, white had a lot more territories than
Yes.
black, very much more. Now, and black didn't do a particularly good job at making a very large framework, a very large potential territory. which translated to normal language is that black made a framework that was just
Too
not
small.
large enough, to be able to match white's awesome leading territory. And so white had this very, very easy situation where he just has to
right here.
He just has to not let he could allow black to get what he wanted
And still win.
and
with
just
comfortable
win.
margin.
Now remember, my favorite win is you allow your opponent to do what he wants, only to realize that
He
leads
doesn't,
to
yeah.
a loss.
Like this will be my favorite type of game where I just play this and do nothing for the rest of the game. And still up.
And your opponent and Frederick
Yeah,
is
they
gonna
have
be
no choice. You just give them what they want.
now, and he's gonna be happy because this is what he wanted. He wanted to surround his frame, just lets a kid play with his doll for he's gonna be extremely
Like this
happy.
is one of the best. This is a reasonable result for both. Like black it got a lot here, but it's definitely not enough.
Yeah, it's like, it just lets a kid play with your doll and then, take his lunch money. Take his lunch money, yeah. Very, So anyway, white had an extremely promising situation. This was going to be a very easy win.
So I guess when you're playing in a game where your opponent has a big moyo, you should always consider whether you need to invade or not. A lot of times you actually don't. Like in this case, like this seemed really big, but if you just come from the side and walk and increase your own territory by a little bit, you actually have enough.
Yeah.
And there's really not much black can do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Ary fixated on not giving black what he wants. Now that's a pretty good strategy. Identify what your opponent wants and not let him have it. Pretty okay strategy.
But I think when you're winning, you can definitely.
Yeah, I would argue that a better strategy is identify what your opponent wants, let him have what he wants at a higher cost than he expected.
Yes.
And
that's
then
more has higher level of thinking.
Favorite ways of winning. Identify what your opponent wants and then let him actually have it. Ary does not want to do that, of course.
I really think white is in trouble. White has 0 eyes, not even one.
He tried.
Black. That's a pretty direct line of fire here.
His passive escape to the south has been cut off.
Yep.
Passive escape from the north is being probed.
Yeah, and it's cut off.
And it's cut off. So now,
only one way on the right side.
Live by yourself.
I think it's actually pretty hard.
Yeah, this looks pretty hopeless. Try to make 2 eyes here.
This is still like the positional judging error at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
now, do you think Frederick? Remember, he made his frame mojo in pretty not large enough, right? It was small. Do you think he understands how Ary plays and intentionally made his framework mojo very small, knowing that Ary will identify that he has a mojo and he's gonna come and destroy it? And it's easier to capture a group in a small mojo than in a large mojo. So he intentionally made his mojo small.
I don't think so. I think this type of psychological warfare, it's probably too early for them.
Too early for them. Yeah, I would guess about the same.
As very young kids, myself included, when we're younger, we definitely always overvalue a mojo. Because we think, oh, it's like as big as 2 of my hands.
So our hands were smaller back then.
So that's actually how I see how big a chunk of territory is. Like, see how many hands I can fit in it. It's bigger than like my hand, I think. I need to do something about it.
Yeah.
And I never.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
Yeah, I never realized when white tried to make moves along the border of my mojo that white's territory is actually also increasing. So I have to make like almost twice as much to compensate that.
Yeah. That's why as a kid I always hated playing the adults. They always seemed really smart for something, right?
They're always tricking you, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I think that this is sort of what we're talking about. I would be playing. I would, know Joseki's better than them, but in the end, they just somehow they get more. We have a question from chat. Is there a way for white to use
The cut near tank and the stone.
this cut and this stone? Yeah, these are white's two resources that he has on the outside.
Otherwise, white is dead. Gote death.
Completely dead.
Yes. Otherwise, I don't think white can live with two moves here. Probably still dead.
Yeah, now this stone,
It's somewhat useful.
it's somewhat useful. It cuts off these black stones from this.
That's white's
So,
last hope.
yeah, so somehow if white can, cut off
this screw.
these, cut off these.
Yeah, there's a cut here, There's something to exploit.
And then, let's say black, comes back here.
Oh, yeah, now
and
white
then
has a chance.
Cut off these. Something very promising. However, black, of course, is going to respond in other ways.
A different white play here, try to probe this side.
Oh no, he's gonna just now there's no cut if black just blocks, and
Is
there's
there
no
a
eye.
potential for eye here?
Let's see.
Well, this is probably Gote. You push here first.
Yeah, and there's no
Well,
eyes.
there's a block here. And then
Something on top maybe. Promising. I don't think it's gonna work though, huh? Oh yeah. And now, remember if white.
yeah, there is a liberty shortage. Well, actually, white is alive this way. White can capture.
Oh, true. Yeah, this is something.
So there is bad Aji. So I think black has to be careful about this move. It's a little tricky.
Now,
This might be.
however, if black just connects this, it's really hard to see if white can do anything.
White probably has to connect. Even if black just capture.
Yeah, I like it more if white
Utilize the
just
cut.
cuts.
Yeah, the double Hane is more. This is more Aji here.
Yeah. But then again, black is basically completing the surround. It's really hard. It's really hard to see white capturing any of these stones, and if he doesn't capture these, he has to make two eyes by himself. I didn't like this because black could just connect and fix one of his cutting
maybe
points.
double Hane first. Like save this part.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
there's nothing here at the moment.
And let's see the response.
I think black played a little too quickly.
Oh, white has gotten his wish.
Yeah, and now the double Hane.
Now this cutting is a Sente
Sente.
move. Black has to connect, and then white double Hanes. Twitch chat is really smart, huh? They remember they asked, is there a way to use this cut and this?
It's actually the only way for white to live. The only chance.
Yeah, Twitch chat is really good.
With some of the crowd.
Okay, let's see. However,
Black maybe thought for like a minute or so here. I think he might be thinking of this.
Yeah. This,
Oh, you have to connect, and if you connect, I fix around here. There's nothing here, but he didn't.
Absolutely.
Well, he wasn't considering the fact that white could just Tenuki locally
And do something else.
and utilize the cut.
Yeah. Now, white does the double honey. Wow. Twitch chat. I'm very impressed by
Now
Twitch
it's
chat.
definitely this is the game. Now definitely
The game is here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the game would be either here or he would fix completely there and then see if there would be any problems here. But then I guess this.
What happens? Is there any way for white to kill this group?
Now white has to fix his own cutting point.
Maybe you connect.
This is very exciting.
Oh, right here.
Wow, I'm just really impressed with Twitch chat. Wow, Twitch chat is 9p? Yeah, I would say Twitch chat is
The collective
certainly
wisdom
very
is
strong.
definitely 9p.
Let's. Do we have a move? Black
Oh, we
did
do.
extend. This is getting to the most awesome
Yeah.
part. Very complex fighting.
The game will be over pretty soon after this fight.
Black Atari'd, he did not turn.
He did Atari there.
The turn would be slightly
Yeah,
more
I think
helpful for the
right.
other
You
side.
get rid of one more liberty. I think
But
now
maybe
it's
that's
a
not
little
important.
difficult for black. Like this is Sente, this is Sente, and if white just plays here, this is Sente, this is Sente,
This is Sente.
and maybe white will win this liberty race now. Before there's a way for black to
To
escape.
escape, yeah.
Now there's not.
Ooh.
Maybe I think black definitely should have spent more time here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a way for us to get an update on their time?
White's next move is definitely the push right here. Ooh, not looking good.
Yeah, I think black might have missed a really good chance.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like killing groups, because I always misread things like that.
Yeah, me too. Once I became older, I'm much more afraid of trying to
Kill my
capture a
opponent,
group
yeah.
than the other way around. I'm not afraid of like losing a group. I'm just only afraid of capturing and then failing to capture.
Yeah, like settling a group, it's a lot easier because there are always multiple options. Like around here, I think one easy way is for white to play this and sacrifice the middle. I think this might be enough. And because white captured another five more stones.
Yeah.
And there's still bad Aji.
Yeah.
And except black might be able to capture it here, Atari here.
Yeah. It's.
There are always multiple options. Yeah,
But black is now in trouble now. He has a ton.
Black basically failed to capture white.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he wants to throw in. Usually, in a big group like this, a ko it's basically the same as a life because
Because there's a lot of.
there's always local ko threats.
Yeah, if you're trying to live, almost anything is a co-threat like
Yes.
that. You know, things
And a
like
group big and it's like a group this big means that black wouldn't have a lot of ko threats elsewhere because this, without killing this, black doesn't have enough. And we're gonna update on time. Black has 21 minutes left. White has 12 minutes left. So I was correct because black only spent 2 minutes from maybe this move to here.
He is definitely playing very fast.
And white has spent 18 minutes. Wow. I would definitely spend more time with black. Maybe use
I think
all our
black,
20 minutes.
Yeah, I think
black
he was.
had 23 minutes left.
Yeah, he was
Oh, he's
more
30.
confident than he should have been.
Oh, black spent 9 minutes. He had 30 minutes left before. Now he has 21. But I
Wow,
think
Twitch chat, they really, you guys got us. Yes. He.
he Atari.
Oh, it seems like the tragedy is on black's end.
And then I predict he will play here.
Yeah. Really difficult to see black coming
He's
out
9
of this.
minutes and 11 minutes. I think he should have spent 9 minutes just on this move alone.
Yeah, just.
Because if black can kill, the rest of the game is really easy.
Yeah.
Like black can only needs like 5 seconds per move.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, they also have 30 seconds.
5 times.
Five
the yo-yo.
times, which
So
means you only have to make a move every 30 seconds.
It's not that fast.
Yeah.
If like in the end game like this, sometimes really complicated.
It's going to be very easy for
Yeah.
them to do that. So black really should have spent some more time, worrying about this cut and then this one.
So Aji here.
Twitch chat. Oh, Twitch chat for the win. Twitch chat. He connected. Oh boy, white has not only not died himself, he also captured black in the process.
Yes. And the center is still not
The
settled.
tragedy is black's tragedy. He was struggling, but he worked extremely hard, got himself into a very, very good position. He just had to do one thing. He just had to make sure that he doesn't die, and then he kills white.
Yeah.
Oh, what a tragedy. What a tragedy. More Game of Thrones than Hamlet now.
I think in this game, maybe white's strategy was to dominate black. That's why Ary wasn't giving up anything. Maybe he wants to win the title in a, I guess, crushing manner. Or overwhelmingly just destroy black. That's why he was going so aggressive.
Hi, Albert, you should stream Go on Twitch.
I've never done it actually. This is my first time commenting.
Wow,
I would follow
Michael. Haha! I would.
You got more.
I
You
should
got
go.
fans.
I
You
should do Twitch. I should start streaming Go on Twitch, especially after receiving some hearts. Oh, it's Uni says I would follow Michael in a heartbeat.
Oh, that's. Oh, I didn't even know that means.
Oh, thank you. Unfortunately,
Appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it.
Unfortunate.
Black played here. It's a desperate attempt
He's
to make
still
something
trying.
happen out of nothing. But if
It's a
I were white,
tragedy.
I'll just play here.
Yes. What if Ary plays here as normal? You know, when you attach,
And then suddenly black cuts. And it's over.
and then
The
white
forest
would
on-
get captured. So sad. So sad. Ary
Yeah,
is
so,
too smart
when
for
you're
that.
winning, you have to be careful. He's smart. He just defended.
Oh, Frederick. No. 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 It's hard to watch now. Hurt. Thank you. Oh.
So in the fight in the middle, white has gained another 20 points here. Black has gained 20 around here, but lost everything here. So the board position, it's a crushing defeat for black in terms of territory.
Very, very crushing.
Even though black definitely has a really good chance to reverse the game in the middle by killing the entire group.
White was getting really desperate with the squeeze, double
I missed the move.
harness.
There's something.
Unfortunately, he pulled through in the end. We should be happy for Ary. Good job, Ary. You didn't let the tragedy happen.
Yeah.
Yep. Although everybody, we both wanted to see the tragedy happen, didn't we? We wanted to see white lose his large group in the middle.
Well, I was just trying to see how it goes.
Oh,
I definitely
okay.
want to see white getting punished for being too ambitious.
Yeah.
I mean, next time he will be
For being such
Strong.
a big bully. Yeah. Yes.
He is playing as a 6 dan. Like he's rated 6, but his AJ rating is actually 5.99.
Oh, 5.99.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
So maybe after this experience, he could gain that true 6 dan.
he could gain that 0.01. They played another peep.
Yeah, like anything here, it's not that relevant to the game. Like, white might just make this exchange and then even just this.
Now, we should also mention white also did lose his side territory. However, all of these seem like small potatoes after the middle, where white should have died, but he killed black. Not should have died, was close to dying.
I think should have, to be honest.
Should have been the tragedy that we came to see.
Like in a normal game where, assuming both sides are playing correctly, there's no way that this stone would live.
And
Because
the
it's so
tragedy
deep.
would be complete.
Yes.
And then Hamlet would be lived happily ever after. Doesn't sound right. They should start a duo Go channel. What's a duo Go channel?
Yeah,
that
what's
means
duo Go?
we do the same thing as we do here for like 5 more games, and then 10 more games, and then 10 more games after that. Interesting.
Oh, I see.
I would prefer a female partner though.
Okay. That's definitely hard to get, especially this year. We have sort of a low turnout.
Everyone has a preference.
Yeah.
I'm sure Albert prefers the same thing.
I think I just prefer, somebody interesting. I think you're doing really well. Like, this is exactly what I was hoping for. To get
Thank
an
you.
interactive conversation going.
Thank you. I would have preferred to watch a true tragedy on the board.
Yeah, I would prefer more complicated fighting. So it seemed like black crumbled after white's first probe, which is this move. And then black immediately crumbled.
Yeah.
Usually, I think they'll have to trade like a couple more punches to settle the game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're witnessing a happy ending. I hate happy endings. Where the protagonist, which is white Ary, he had a great life, and then he really screwed it up. But then it all comes back together for him at the end.
Yeah.
Nobody
he
wants
even
that.
made this one space jump. Like, I guess in another context, he might have considered this.
Yeah.
But he knew he was way ahead. I think this move is just signaling, please resign.
Well, no, that is a good move. Don't get us wrong.
Like, locally, this is actually the best move. If you play here, there are a lot of bad odds. Like, black can definitely live around here.
Yeah.
And white is saving the Sente here. I think it's pretty smart.
Wanted to see the tragedy.
Yeah, so if you're ahead, you definitely don't want to make moves like that before reading out every single possibility here. Just one take extension will be safe enough. If that's enough to carry you through the game, so be it.
Frederick is still trying. He's surrounding more points on top. He's got 20s there. Unfortunately, it won't be enough.
Yeah, if we count some exchanges, we can maybe do a quick count.
Let's say white got this.
Yep, and then just come down.
Let's say black got this.
It's normal.
And something surrounded more
Yep.
territories there.
Well, let's say there's nothing, white can play another move. So there's basically no territory there. That's 6 stones, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 9, 10, 30. 30, right? 32, 33. This stone, when we count 1 point, 34, 35, 36, 38, 40, 44, maybe 45 there. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. And there's about 10 here. 60, 2, 4, 6, 7, 67.
So it's
About
between
67.
65 and 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is still 20. This is 24 now, I think.
Remember, between 65 and 70.
Oh, 4, 5. Oh, this is 8, 9, 10. Just 3 captured. 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25.
25.
And that's 6.
Yeah.
31, 32, 34, 6, 8, 40, 41, 42, 43, 53, 50, 53, 59, 60, 62, 63, 4, 5, 65. So that is 65, and black has around 65.
More.
So this is white's Comey. White's ahead by this plus Comey.
And how much is that?
This is assuming there's a monkey jump, maybe something like that. It was like white plays safe. This is at least 12 points, 11 or 12.
So white is gonna win by 20 points.
12 plus 7, or almost 20. Yeah, white did play here. Oh yeah, this is the game actually.
And honestly, we counted slightly more for black, so realistically, probably around 25 points by white. Not very surprising given what happened. 25 is about right. But where's my tragedy? No tragedy. Okay. Very, very tragic. Oh, man.
I really like this move for white. I think it shows some maturity. He's cool-headed.
Yeah, he's not being aggressive now.
Yeah, I think there's always a time where I play something like this and then he invaded and then I misread and the whole corner died and the game was reversed.
Yeah,
there's definitely one possibility.
It always starts that way. You're like, I'm trying to kill the invader, and then the invader lives, and then it's like I'm trying to live myself.
Yeah, it's very some of those fast online games where I just maybe just play here, and then didn't see much. Or then thought, oh mate, like I already have 4 stones here. I'm trying to kill you, but somehow misread.
Yeah, so sad. So sad. If I was black, I would be totally fixated on these stones.
Yeah.
Never give up.
But locally, could this work because this is Sente?
I'm sure extending 2 spaces is gonna be okay as well.
Yeah, but there's just no need for that. So it's like a please resign move, I think.
Or it's like, I'm gonna be very, very happy.
Yeah.
Kind of a move.
Oh,
you know, I made some sort of a move like that in my own tragedy when I was 9 years old, as I mentioned to you guys. You know, remember, don't get too happy.
We have 645 viewers on Twitch.
That's why Twitch chat was so good.
Is that above average or about average?
I don't know. I hear we get around tens of thousands, you know. No, I think that's extremely high.
Well, we have about 2,000 active players in America. 3,000? I think we have about 3,000 active players. So, I mean, 1/5 of them are watching us, basically.
But I'm guessing most of you guys are not active players because most of the active players don't know what Twitch is.
Are they a little older, you think? I almost think it's half and half.
Yeah. Let us know, guys. How old are you guys? I mean, what's your Go level?
Or maybe if you have an AGA number, is it before or after 20,000?
If you have an AGA number.
I'm 20169. I think definitely by number. You're like 8,000.
I'm 11331.
So you're way earlier than me.
White hairs on the back of my head.
Is there anything here? Is it a good move for white? Wait, does that work? Or
this would work. This would work. If black wants to capture more, you will just cut. And
so he's white still has pretty accurate reading, it seems. Oh, he just played there. He played this.
Yeah.
He probably figured that's basically Sente. But I think in this case, black can play here.
Yeah.
White loses a couple points here, I think.
True. But he's just going through the motions.
Yeah.
He's probably even happy he lost a few points.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna enjoy my opponent's misery a little bit longer. I'll just lose a few points so you don't resign right away.
But now this is probably Sente. Or otherwise, there are more moves the white can do.
This would be a big endgame move.
Is there anything? Is that Sente? White has 5 minutes left. What about black? Is black in Byoyomi? I'll assume so. So, oh yeah, is there anything? I don't think so.
Doesn't seem like it. Black can play this in Sente before all of this.
So this is just a gote. So white indeed just lost maybe 3 points.
Now remember, he has a huge, huge cushion. A few more moves have been played. The hane,
Okay.
the
White
push.
got this huge reverse Sente.
Right now?
Yes, white played it right now. And then black played this. Push. Have you lost the Redmond final yourself, Michael?
Unfortunately, I lost my Redmond Cup final the first time I tried. However, that experience does not come close to the previous experience that I talked about.
Do you think you resign as black in the third game of Redmond finals, winning the second one, and after losing, like failing to kill a group?
Ooh, I would not want to.
Yeah.
But when the time comes, yeah, I might just stick it out to the end.
Yeah, I remember I won it in 2015, but I actually lost the final in 2016.
Oh no, what
I
happened?
remember the game. Game 3 was supposed to, like the series was close, but basically I had a big misread in the game 1, and I lost it in 50 moves. So I handed my opponent a free win before anything happened. So that put me at a huge disadvantage. While I won the second game, I was doing okay in the third game. It was a close game, but I knew I lost in the end. But I still didn't resign and played to the end.
Twitch chat. Do you guys resign games? Or have you guys resigned games where you have won? Now, my personal recommendation is I tell beginners especially, just don't resign and play until the end. You never know. And also, how do you know you're correct? By feeling so hopeless, right?
That's true.
So I would never, what do you say? I never criticize anyone for not resigning when they're far behind.
So God, explain to them what Go is and how to learn the game.
Yes, how to get stronger at the game. How do we get stronger at the game?
I think
now Albert has a very good secret sauce. Remember, Albert became a 6th dan in less than 1 year. So
two and a half from beginner.
Oh, true. So Albert has some. How did you become so strong so quickly?
I think the key is like the same as everything else. Really, you have to like doing it. Like you want to play it.
You have to like it and
play
it.
Go. Like you study it. Maybe not like intensively, but like to play as a game. Like maybe as a video game or as a card game, as a board game, just as a hobby at least.
That's
like
same as
anything
here.
else.
Same here. Generally, if you like doing this,
you will find a lot of ways to get better.
Yeah, the ways will take care of itself.
And you can learn from like really little things that you might not even realize.
Now, specifically, I recommend going on the internet and play the game.
If you are like a straight beginner, you just try it out. Like read the rules. Maybe like Wikipedia probably gives you a couple basic strategy, and go through that, and then just go on OGS and play.
Yep.
You don't have to register. You don't have to download anything. Or you may have to register, but it's really easy. Just give them your email.
Find a Go server and go play. True.
If you live in a city, there's definitely a Go club near you.
Go is extremely popular, guys.
This is just, I guess, the endgame to Suji that we should all remember. good sequence.
Oh, chat. Oh, Twitch chat. You're not as strong as I
What does it mean, resign out of courtesy?
Twitch chat, you thought you lost the game by 30 points, except you actually won.
This has happened to me actually in a Simo game.
You too?
Where I was playing professional. He was actually winning, but as a courtesy, he purposely like made a group died.
Oh. No, I think Twitch chat means.
Yeah, I know. Like in the real game, not as a Simo or something. I resign when there's not a point left on the board to make up
the margin.
That makes sense. I mean, I think resigning at a certain point, it would become pretty reasonable.
Yep. As I said, everyone makes mistakes, and I know my judgment is certainly very far from being perfect. So,
Yeah, Frederick still has 10 minutes left. Yeah, he definitely should have used more time.
So I guess we do have our tragedy after all. It's Frederick.
Yes, he's a protagonist. He played here, but I think he can play this.
So how do you use your time in a tournament game, Albert? Do you use it all, or do you try to save some?
I'm probably one of the maybe medium to slower player in the master room, I think. Because I'll say more carefully. They were playing at different speeds in the opening. Well, I guess if I practice a lot more, I'll play a lot faster.
Yeah, same here.
But I really try to stick to normal, simple openings. I don't try to make complicated Josekis or start really complicated fights. So that gets me through the opening kind of fairly quickly. But whenever there's like local fighting or reading involved, I definitely take my time. Like I'll take a lot of time in the fight here.
Yeah, I'm not much of a reader of variations. I spend most of my time trying to figure out what my opponent wants and then trying to get it to him at a high expense, at a high cost. So that's how I win my games. Therefore, I play very quickly, generally.
A couple exchanges done, but I'm a little confused about this move. I feel like it's 2 points.
It's 2 points,
or not
plus
even.
A few more. From,
I guess he thought Sente.
So it's maybe 4 points in Sente.
Okay, I guess that justifies it.
Again, the tragedy of Frederick is that he had a great position.
Sente reverse Sente 3 points.
Reverse Sente 3 points. Perhaps Ary is using his time better. I think they used about the same amount of time. So the time usage is not the deciding factor.
But it was more crucial for black
to read out.
Yeah, like white definitely has some options, like even sacrificing could be en route.
Yeah.
So black has to consider what if white tried just to live half the group and sacrifice the other half.
There's another possibility that, black has been playing very slowly the entire game, and when victory shows up right in your face, and all you have to do is take that one step, he relaxed, and when you relax, bad things happen.
But actually, white was playing slower at the beginning. White was playing slower the whole time. And still, black's been playing faster the entire game. White is in Byoyomi, black still has 10 minutes.
Oh, wow. Now back to that resigning question. Yes, basically we just want you to never resign a game where you are winning.
Yeah, definitely not. It's tragic.
As long as you don't do that, you can resign.
So why play here?
Out of courtesy.
Like some of you beginners might be really confused.
Oh.
But in Byoyomi, your time for each move you play. So for each new move, you get 30 seconds. So if you play a Sente move, which is a forcing move, force your opponent to respond like this, like a suicide move, that doesn't lose you any points. You actually gain another 30 seconds to think.
Wow, so It seems like he's feeling a little bit nervous, huh? I'm gonna read this out. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna do everything correctly. That's not very like Ary, huh? I would have expected Ary to go confidently into the good knight, you know?
Well,
Stroke confidently through.
the chat says in b4, white misreads and loses. The capturing rate's in the middle. What does that mean? There's no capturing race in b4, right?
I think Twitch chat in their infinite wisdom is afraid that white might lose the capturing race between the large group and the small group. I think I understand chat very well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties versus 3. So white is okay, actually.
Yeah, he has to be careful there. That's true.
I have done that, actually. I self-Atari in Dame and lost the game that way.
That sounds like a tragedy.
Yeah. Again, I was playing against strong Insei, and I thought, oh, I really had a good game. I self-Atari.
Black is trying to set this up. Look. White's gonna connect.
White came back at the end. So I think
So
white is okay.
didn't even connect that one stone.
1, 2, 3, 4.
He's playing safe.
I captured it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to 3. So white is so okay here. White. I think this is the biggest endgame. Well, actually, this is biggest.
Yeah.
The throw in here. Probably like 2 or 3 points. But it's Sente. Sente 2 points. Almost. Sente 2 points, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember if I've ever resigned a game that I was winning. Probably not, because if that happens to you once, you're gonna play on until it's utterly hopeless. So, and I'm pretty strong at Go, so I wouldn't.
Yeah. You'll always wait for your chance.
So when I resign, I usually do lose.
Do you do anything to force your opponent to resign?
My favorite activity, sometimes I fill in my eyes. Like, for example, white might try to fill this in, and then fill this in.
I don't think white can play the second. Maybe like this?
Yeah, maybe like that. You can see a lot of AIs do the same thing, so my bad manners are justified. Plus, everybody likes a bad manner play sometimes.
There was a game this year where my opponent played a Gote death.
Oh.
And I was in Byoyomi, so I didn't really know what to do. So I just played a move that was unnecessary, and he resigned.
Message received.
Yeah, so I think if I have more time to process it, I would just pass.
No, passing is not as good as filling in your own territory. This is besides the point. You guys should be nice and just play. We've all been on the losing end, and
yeah. What do you want your opponent to do when you're about to resign?
I never think about it. Yeah, unfortunately, the score will be about the same.
20 point, 25, somewhere over there.
Yeah, unfortunately, this game
actually,
is
we
not
counted a
close
little
enough.
too much for white here, so like closer to 20 points, because white fell in liberties here.
Yeah.
Before we didn't count that.
Yeah, we counted some extra points for white. Okay, chat, we will do a good count for you. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70,
I think they're both not playing the best in game. They're missing the move over here. Especially this, I guess there's something
I'd
about
say
the
white won by around 15 points, chat.
Okay.
Just a rough count, though.
This move's not big because there's nothing there in the center.
True. There's nothing in the center.
So this is reverse sente 2 points.
Really?
I think they both missed it. Or I guess that's sente.
Really? Really? White. White fixed himself.
Actually, could this be bigger? Because this is still Gote, just sacrifice 2 stones.
I don't think that's what White was worried about. He was just worried that, he's gonna be uncareful, and when Black Ataris, he's gonna connect, and then we'll see our tragedy. I have a story. That was a real tragedy for my opponent. I was playing the finals of Yin Masters tournament. It was 4 rounds with 16 players, and my opponent started off the game very badly. I jumped to a lead, and he clawed his way ferociously all the way back to the end game, and he was going to win the game by 1.5 or 2.5 points, except I Atari'd him. I Atari'd 7 stones, and he didn't see it. He played a forcing move. I captured it, and he lost by around 5. That was a real tragedy. I Atari'd, and he didn't see it.
Oh. Now White. Wait?
This is over, right?
Yes.
White made the last move. Let's do a count for the chat. Unfortunately, we
While
didn't
White
do
plus 25.5 according to KGS score estimate. It should be pretty accurate at this stage. And now they both pass.
They're counting. I don't know. Can Twitch chat? Can they see the game footage of the 2 players counting? Oh, you guys can. I'm getting word. Oh, what? How must Frederick is the one standing up?
Well, he is a lot smaller. You see them.
He'll grow.
Ary probably has 20 pounds on him.
20 pounds on him. True. But Frederick looks bigger now because he's standing up.
Yes. I was always the one standing up when I was playing.
Because you were so young.
Yeah.
And you always played pretty strong players, so everybody else was much bigger.
Remember my deciding game for me to become a 6-9, I played a 50-year-old man. They're counting. Black has like 20, 40, 41,
Twitch chat, we may have
43 to 10, 20. That's not 10, 20, 30, 40.
44.
44.
Uh-oh.
It's almost 50 on this side. But White has captured more black stones. Oh, they're still filling.
What are they doing?
What are they? Oh, it's 10.5.
10.5. Sorry, chat. I only estimated White plus 15. It's close enough, right? Close enough. And they're going over
I
the
wonder
game.
why score estimate on KGS says White plus 25.5.
Computer issues.
But
Don't worry.
it's right. They got the territories all right.
Don't worry. Technology issues.
White was definitely up by 15 before endgame. White made some mistakes here. And I think coming in here was not as big as destroying this part. And White missed a sente 2 points there. It definitely adds up. Like this is 3 points, 2 points. And White could have just captured inside and let Black take Gote here. That's maybe another 1 point.
Don't worry. We don't have to make excuses for our bad counting. Now, it was.
I think it was the 15 to 20 was accurate before the big end games.
Yeah.
And White played
Safe.
safe.
He played safe. He didn't play badly. He played safe.
As long as you win, you didn't play poorly. But So
let's
congratulations to Ary Cheng for
Unfortunately,
his fourth consecutive Redmond Cup victory. So I think it's really impressive. So
that's more impressive than almost anybody.
He's been winning. He's been beating 12-year-olds since he's 8.
True.
Or 9, 10, 11, 12. 9, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so congrats to Ary. He pulled through at the end. He did not let the tragedy happen. I would have loved to see that.
So I guess
good for Ary.
Yeah, we'll conclude our commentary for the Redmond Cup Finals.
And please tune in tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern for Pair Go.
Canada and North American Pair Go Championship. Commentary with Liu Maida, 6P.
And Julie Burrell, I believe.
Julie Burrell, yes.
I don't know. Pair Go is my favorite. Pair Go is where a guy plays with a girl.
One male, one female player. Anything can happen in a Pair Go. I experienced the best and the worst last year in my Pair Go games.
Oh, my Pair Go games always go extremely well. I'm super good at Pair Go.
Except for have your youth adult Pair Go.
But Pair Go is extremely interesting. People also dress up for it.
Yes. There's some crazy costume.
And there's always a lot of drama.
Yes.
There's so much drama. Oh, Pair Go. Nothing is better than watching your opponents
If you're a beginner,
bicker.
don't know where Pair Go is when each side has 2. You play with a partner and you alternate each move.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
There's nothing better than watching your 2 opponents constantly bicker over whose fault it was that they lost. Oh, yeah, there's
sometimes
nothing better
it's hard
than
to
that.
know your partner's plan.
The guy always gets mad at the girl. The girl always gets mad at the guy. It's really fun. Nothing is better than watching that. It's like, no, why did, this was not what I thought. Why didn't you do this?
Yeah.
Pair Go, great. I would be tuning in to watch Pair Go, and I would be playing Pair Go too. I don't know how that would work. I'll probably win my Pair Go games. Speaking of Pair Go, Albert, are you playing Pair Go?
I do not yet have a partner for this year's Pair Go.
Oh, we should go find one quick.
That's why I actually asked Julie Burrell, but she's doing the commentary.
Oh,
that was very tragic for me.
Tragedy. Don't worry. Anyway, Pair Go is extremely exciting. Please watch.
If you're ever at the Go Congress, definitely start finding a partner, perhaps even before Congress started. Yeah, and now we see Michael's strategy.
Find a partner quick.
Yes.
But yes, in any case, Pair Go is so fun, so interesting. It is the greatest game in the world. Watching people bicker, oh my God, that's great. Anyway, congrats to Ary again. I hope
we'll
you
be
guys
back
liked
at
it.
7 p.m.
Yeah.